welcome back to the Journey to the FarLands. All right. Well, let's see. Yeah. Good to go here. Let's get out. And our neighbors are conspicuous by their absence, and that's just beautiful. All right, and I need to hit this away. To the west, onwards, to the FarLands. There we go. Oh, no, 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 no. That way. That's the thing about keeping the compass on the hotbar, so that I will look at it occasionally and realize if I'm going the wrong direction. And it's not that the compass points to any particular actual direction in the world like a real-life compass would, but it points to spawn. And so if at this point I'm far enough out away from spawn that as long as this thing is pointing behind me, then I'm going in the right direction. And that's the thing right there. And that's why I keep it on the hotbar, even though it's not absolutely necessary. I do it anyway, just simply because there are times when evading natural terrain obstacles and such that I can get turned around. I recall there was a time in an one of the earlier episodes that I managed to walk in a wrong direction for probably 2/3 of the episode before I finally realized it and started going the correct direction. And as a result, I keep it on the hotbar and I try to notice it occasionally. Ah, the beach and the ocean and the cow that won't shut up. All right. Anyway, here we are traveling onward here in the 358th Minecraft day since leaving spawn. Important distinction there, Minecraft day versus real world day. Yeah. And well, we're just kind of heading along here. And also, I need to mention that I do actually have a fan running in the room on low speed. It's just there to ensure that the air is still moving and whatnot, because it's warmed up considerably here. Something like upper 80s in temperature today, which was fine, as long as there isn't any strenuous physical activity to cause one to sweat up a storm. And anyway, when the temperature gets up there like that, I need to have a fan running. That's all there is to it, so that I can feel some air moving and not feel like I'm just sitting here getting hotter and hotter. So I've got that going, and in my tests it was low enough that Audacity will be able to remove the sound of it from the audio track. So hopefully that is in fact the case in the actual video. So let me know if it's a problem, and I'll work on fixing things and so on for the next video, because I anticipate during the summer there will be a lot of the fan running, and at some point there will be a lot of the air conditioner running, because temperatures and humidity reach a point eventually, sometime in the mid to late spring, where air conditioning becomes mandatory. And generally speaking, once I start the air conditioner, I don't generally turn it off until sometime in the fall. I didn't ask you, and I don't care how overheated you are. Anyway, so, and the air conditioner is going to be an adventure when I do start running it, because the only window in the house that it will fit in is the one window that is about 5 feet behind the monitor. At least, however, it is positioned such that the microphone will not be pointed in its direction. So that's at least something. And this type of microphone is at least a little bit directional, in that it's going to focus most of its sensitivity in the direction it is facing, which is, of course, towards me. And hopefully that means that air conditioning, sounds, and whatnot will not be a major issue when it comes time to turn it on. Because when it comes time to turn it on, I am, by God, going to turn it on. I cannot tolerate the high summer temperatures. It just isn't going to happen. But anyway, I will in any event do the best I can to ensure that the mic sound is good and that there isn't excessive amounts of offensive background sound and whatnot. But I just thought I'd mention it because it's that time of year and I know it's coming. Just as surely as the sun rises, it's coming. Oh, hey, great. Absolutely great timing for this group of sheep to spawn right in front of me. No, don't think you're going to escape. Yeah. Anyway. Well, so we have another day. The world is moving onward. I am moving onward anyway. I suppose we are moving onward in the sense that I am taking the trip and you all are coming along with me on the walk, so to speak. Something like that. And yeah. Yeah. There's an easy solution to the cliff. Jump off of it, but only when there's water at least 2 blocks deep. Oh boy, I have been so busy lately. I'm trying to get a lot of video out, because in addition to Hermitcraft, which these days I'm doing every other day, and the single player world, which is alternating with Hermitcraft, which I also have to, after this video, I have to record that, because I know what I'm going to do, I just need to get it done, and so on. It's already very, very late, because I'm recording this at like 8 o'clock in the evening, because between being busy with assorted things and frankly being distracted with Creativerse, I am way, way, way behind schedule of when I wanted to be doing things. On the other hand, I've been having a good time doing what I have been doing. This Creativerse thing, I swear this thing is, I think this thing is potentially extremely huge. Because one of the things about it, I've heard others mention it, and I will say that I'm still feeling this myself, that Creativerse has something to it that it brings back a feeling from a long time ago. The feeling that one has in one's first days in Minecraft years ago, you know. And it's kind of special that way. I mean, the game, it does owe a little bit to Minecraft in terms of just put things where they belong here. Just the style and the fact that it is a 3D voxel open world kind of thing and whatnot. And it's obvious, just looking at the game and playing it or watching some gameplay, that it does draw heavily from Minecraft. It's very heavily influenced. But it's very much own game. And I have been just having a blast with this thing. And recent events have been something totally unexpected. It's like after I recorded episode 6, in the last episode, after I had finished recording the episode, but before I went and actually finished the last of the editing. No, I did do the editing, and then I decided I wanted to get into Creativerse because I wanted to try something. I don't even remember what. And next thing I know, it's an hour and a half later, and I'm going back down into the corruption layer again, where I had been in the episode, to take on what mobs that I could, and get some resources that they dropped, and also to look for some nodes of an ore that is only available down there, which is extremely very valuable and a little on the rare side and so on. And so I was down there doing that. And one thing led to another, and I remembered to hit record during one of these occasions, actually a couple. The first one being when I had been being attacked by a corrupted chizard. Now, a chizard is kind of a thing that wants to be some kind of a blend between a chicken and a lizard. And a corrupted chizard is basically one of those, only instead of its normal green and whatever other color scheme, the thing is purple. And it's just a little bit meaner than its regular vanilla component, and its vanilla version, and it's meaner, more powerful, and very evil, and so on. You know, an evil, corrupted chicken, basically, that is also a lizard. Thus, they call it a chizard. Oh, no. Although, oh, hey, yeah, the water bucket trick. Place a bucket of water, and then pick it up and jump into the water. I get my source block back, and I get to ride the water current back down here, which is a whole lot easier than jumping off the cliff and dying. Well, actually, it's a touch not quite that easy, but, oh, heck, it's not quite that easy, but it's a lot more fun. And the water cleans itself up automatically. So that works. Oh, boy. But anyway, I had encountered a group of these things. These evil chizards. And they got the better of me at least twice. And then I got back there and I managed to build a little bit of a barricade. Excuse me. With the gravelly voice thing. I managed to get a little bit of a barricade built and stop them from doing that. And take one of them out. You know, terminate with extreme prejudice and so on. Shut up, zombie. You ain't got nothing. And so I had this one left that was sitting there. It was still interested. It was still locked on me. And had it had the opportunity, it would have passed straight to me to begin attempting to do the terminate with extreme prejudice thing on me. Which, of course, is unacceptable, but how are you going to tell that to a chizard? And then I realized, you know, I'm in this kind of a standoff position. It can't get to me. It can't path to me in such a way that will allow it to actually attack. And if I get up from where I'm at, it's going to. It's that simple. I kind of had myself pinned in a way. And then I remembered that during the episode that I had just finished recording, I had made this thing called a taming collar. Which, by the way, I don't know why they call it a collar, because when you look at the item in-game, it most definitely resembles a golden bell. So why a bell is referred to as a collar is beyond me. But then again, they also refer to a hoe by calling it a plow. Sorry. That... Creativerse, you're a great game, but that terminology just simply is not going to cut it. It's a hoe. And the other thing is a bell. Anyway, I had just made this bell/collar thingy-doodler earlier during that episode that I had finished recording a little while earlier. And so I had it on me, so I decided to try it. And when I realized that this was working, I did think to hit record and recorded the taming of a pet corrupted chizard. Yeah. There was another similar incident later on, a little while, that I did not think to hit record for. And this one was different because it followed me through my portal, my teleporter, back to my base. And so I had to do the same kind of thing, only inside my own base, because the thing walked through the teleporter. Yeah. That was cute. And so I ended up with 2 of those evil, corrupted chizards that, as pets. And pets in that game, they don't have any direct benefit, as in they don't fight on your side, they don't carry things for you, or even act as watchdogs or anything like that. They just kind of stand around, or wander around if you let them, but why would you do that? And when you feed them, you get to collect loot from them. Just the same sort of stuff as you would get when you kill them, except if you keep feeding them, you get to do that over and over again over time. That's cool. And that's good. The chizards do drop some useful things, so I figured, why not? And besides, if it was tamed, it would stop trying to kill me. That was the main thing in my mind at the time. If this thing does get tamed, it'll stop trying to kill me, because it was about to succeed in both cases. And later on, I had spotted a deposit of this ore that I had been looking for. And so I carefully made my way over to it in a very Minecraft fashion. I had some stone, and I did a very Minecraft sky bridge across the gap between me and where that stuff was located. And I had just about gotten to it when this thing comes up from below and manages to jump onto my path and starts chasing me. And by thing, I mean actually a in-game mob that is known as Thing. And it's hard to describe. It's purple, ugly. It has three limbs that it walks on. I can't honestly call them legs, but it has 3 limbs that it walks on, and 3 more that it uses like we would arms. And this thing is rather powerful. It is, in fact, the meanest, nasty thing in the game. And I managed to get one interested in chasing me. Brilliant, isn't it? Absolutely brilliant. That's kind of what I thought. It's like, this was an oh crap moment. This is the moment where you retreat as quickly as you can, saying, oh crap, oh crap, oh crap. Just as quickly as you can. And, yeah. Oh, stop that. So, this thing, it did catch up with me once. And this part was not on record because I was in too much of a hurry to get away from it to remember to do something so sensible as hit record. It would have been good if I had, but oh well. When it caught up with me, now at that point, during the episode, I had just made Diamond Armor, which is the second to the top tier type of armor. It has something like 580 defense. By comparison, the first kind of armor you make, the leather, has like 30 defense or something like that. Very little, anyway. And I was also using a very high-end sword with over 100 damage, swinging that thing like crazy anytime the thing came anywhere near me. The thing reached out and hit me, and I swear, in spite of all of that armor and everything, it one-hit me. It took me out in one hit. That's kind of majorly BA, and what are you doing going over there? You need to go that way. Oy. So I end up dying there. Now there is one thing the Creativerse handles quite differently. Is that when you die in Creativerse, anything in your inventory is put into what they call a death statue, which looks like a big clay urn of some kind, you know. And it also has a beacon, a beacon-like beam that comes out of the thing upwards, all the way to the build limit, all the way to the sky, the top of it. And that marks where you died. In fact, it also shows up as a skull on the in-game compass. You know, it helps you navigate back to where this misfortune happened so that you can recover your stuff and wreak vengeance upon the thing that took you out. You know, the whole 9 yards. And so I was following that skull on the compass because I realized there was an easier way to get to it. I stopped in my base and picked up a little something. And then I got to a layer of my branch mine that was actually fairly close-ish to the area in question. And I followed the compass, headed towards it, on the level that was about 10 or 15 blocks above where this thing was that I wanted to get back to. Now, the lava level has its own hazards, which you can just imagine by the name of it being the lava level. Not the least of which is lots and lots of lava. And mobs that breathe fire and all kinds of wonderful things like that. But I found the spot. It's very easy to locate because of that bright white beam of light coming up through the floor in that part of the room. And I started digging down, going towards it. And this is where the thing that I'd picked up at the base came in very handy and was quite useful. Because there were things there that were trying to attack and make life difficult and so on. But then I got this stuff out. I had gotten, while I was at the base, a little bit of mineral water. Now, water in Creativerse, or any kind of fluid in Creativerse, there are several. It works just like water in Minecraft. There are source blocks, and like for example, if you dig a trench 3 blocks long and you put a source block in either end, then it will do the infinite spring thing, just exactly like it works in Minecraft. When you got 2 source blocks feeding into another block, it will become a source block as well, you know. And it works with not just water, but mineral water, lava, tar, and other things, whatever other fluids there are. I think there's like 7 different kinds of fluids. And mineral water has the distinct advantage in that when you're in it, it heals you. It provides a little bit of a healing effect. And it has some other effects as well. So I put down the mineral water, and its healing, combined with the healing potions I had, served to keep me going until I actually got to where I could actually see the item I was after, which was very close to the ore extractors that had by then extracted the ore that I had put the extractors on, and that was great. So the mineral water had flowed down into the corruption layer. And this is when I discovered something cool about the mineral water. When mineral water flows into contact with corrupted blocks or corrupted water or corrupted critters and whatnot, well, not the corrupted critters. The corrupted critters, I think it actually deals some damage to them. But the corrupted blocks, like corrupted stone becomes regular stone. Corrupted dirt becomes regular dirt. Corrupted leaves just become leaves. You know, the whole thing, it turns things normal-ish. You know, and it counteracts a certain amount of the effect of being in the corruption layer. It turns corrupted water into mineral water. I think up to a point. Well, maybe it doesn't do that. I don't remember exactly, but it does turn a lot of the stuff into normal stuff that isn't so harmful, and that can be at least a little bit harmful to the corrupted critters, or at least some of them. But in any event, the long and the short of that was, I managed to finally get the ore extractors and the extremely valuable rare ore that they had in them, and so on. On the way back, because I made a mistake there, I didn't go back up the way I came in. Of course, that would have been rather difficult to do, because there was not much in the way of any way to go upwards. But yon thing, and I don't honestly know if it was the same one or not, although when I got close enough for it to start hitting me or swinging at me, I did notice that its health bar was quite low. But mostly I ran from it. I knew how powerful the thing was, and I really wasn't in any interest, didn't have any interest in messing with it. And so I moved onward. And I got back to a teleporter that I had on that level to travel back to my base. The thing followed me. And after it killed me at least 3 times in my own base, I once again had a situation where I had managed to place enough blocks in just the right placement that it couldn't reach me enough to attack anymore. And once again, I remembered to hit record about that time. And I had gotten out yon taming bell once again, and I was getting away with it because it couldn't actually attack me anymore at that point. I wasn't where it could reach me enough to attack. And so this is how I ended up taming a thing. And I certainly didn't start out with that objective, but it's like, I'll take it. And this is actually fairly huge because the thing is one of those high-end mobs that it drops some cool stuff and high-end recipes and whatnot, and that is going to be somewhat of the fun adventure, I do think. But that is something coming up for the future. And who knows, maybe my rambling on about this for all this time has inspired you to want to have a look on my gaming channel, which is linked in the description, and see episode 5 of Creativerse, or even all of it, for yourself. Ain't that a mess? Alrighty, be sure to stop by TinFoilChef.com to donate for Child's Play charity. A worthy cause indeed. Thanks for watching. Take it easy. I am out of here.